So my name is Pascal, as I told you. I'm representing NOFI, which is Noir et Fier, which means black and proud. Today we are the first French-speaking black medium. All right, we are present online, and we have our own printed newspaper, which is called Negus, Negus. And with millions of followers and subscribers, our target is really to promote black excellence and to raise our people's consciousness. So I watched you, and I really loved the way you played, but I could see the opposition between your two characters. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Can we? Is that a spoiler?
Both of you.
We don't want to mess up the film for people who haven't seen
Or
it.
the movie comes out.
Yeah, but just to give us some hints, some...
Okay, what I will say, what we can say is that we both Wakandan. Nakia is an undercover spy whose job it is to go out into the world, observe what's going on, and report back to the country. Okoye is the general, and she is in charge of the armed forces and is particularly in charge of protecting the throne. So Nakia is a more independent, kind of a lone wolf, while she is part of a, militaristic body, right? And so she has a more traditional outlook, while Nakia is a little more liberal. And so we disagree in terms of that, what we think the future of Wakanda ought to look like is
and how we go about pursuing it. And from these deeply distinct places. But we're on the same team, which I think makes the nuance far more interesting.
Exactly.
Okay. Second question. Do you think that those two visions are a reflection of the modern world?
Certainly.
How?
Well, I mean, in very specific ways. I mean, even if you look on the continent, there are people who definitely want to hold on to the traditions of our forefathers, our foremothers, our ancestors. There are ways that people want to continue to do things that are connected to that. And there are some people who want to move right past that and look at how we advance specifically in the modern world in a way that's more pragmatic and more connected to the current times. And so that's everywhere. You see people, in the West, how they want to see their country return to how it used to be.
Yeah.
And those who are saying, let's embrace the change and the diversity and the openness that we are finding in a new era. Africa is great. It's about exploring its power and its potential. But the people, the resource, and the abilities are already there.
Okay. All right. I 100% agree with what you've just said. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. We have the feeling that you, Letitia, your character, represents modern Africa, and you, Daniel, more the traditional one.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You are
100%.
right.
100%.
Correcto.
100%. And that was one of the things I had the conversation I had with Danai about Wakabi being old school.
Okay.
Old school African, kind of in the mentality. It's just kind of like, no, we need to do this is that way, and how he handles everything, he kind of goes, kind of like an African arrogance.
Yeah.
That which is I see in my uncles, it's that male pride. It's that kind of like, and not shying away from that, not trying to be PC.
Yeah. It's
just telling the truth.
Yeah.
And it's like he's wrong a lot of the time, but he doesn't care. He's wrong and strong.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I do agree. I watch a lot of documentaries about young people in Africa who are innovative, who are stepping out, creating new things, whether it be in technology, whether it be environmentally, like trying to uplift Africa as a continent. And yeah, I do feel that Shuri represents that modern side. The ultra cool, kids from Africa, but also the ones who are trying to think differently and trying to use their minds to change things.
Yeah. And how did you both get ready physically for your roles?
Just did a lot of training. I did a lot of sword training and we kind of made our sequences, and then me and Mbaku, Winston Duke, we trained together, kind of like in the gym and stuff. But it was kind of like trying to get into the mentality of those training sequences. Really helped get into because our characters are ready for battle.
Yeah.
You know, and it's good to kind of get into that psyche and do that stuff. So, and it prepares you for the role. You understand what it takes in order to be, when the battle comes, to be ready for it.
The same?
Yeah, same. Very same thing.
Same.
He said it perfectly.
Okay. 2 last questions. First, you, Daniel, how do you feel about your Oscar nomination?
Good. I feel blessed. I feel blessed. I feel good. I feel like, but there's still stuff to do. You know, I feel let's still keep going. There's still, if I can get this now, where else can I go? You know, that's how I feel.
Next step.
Let's keep growing.
Okay. And you, what is your message for your French fans who are eager to watch Black Panther?
French supporters, thank you. Like, God bless you guys that, you know, you want to go out and support. And I hope it empowers you. I hope it uplifts your spirit and leave you feeling happy when you leave the cinema, but also leave you feeling with a sense of purpose and thinking about, you know, all of the themes and all of the subject matters that we present to you in this film. I hope you just have a good time. And thank you for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, French fans.
This is Nofi, first on Black Culture.
My first question is, there's a trendy hashtag what Black Panther means to me. So my first question is, what does Black Panther mean to you? I mean, in terms of
what makes Black Panther special, I think, is I think he's truly at his core African, African myth.
Okay.
You know,
right.
And I think what makes him interesting is his ability to look at time in a truly African way. Like, people talk about Afrofuturism, you know, but it's really to me it's really a way of looking at time.
Okay.
You know, and recognizing your place in history, okay. You know, and your place and the impact that you're gonna have on the future. You know what I mean?
That's the next question I was going to ask you, because why is it important for us, for our kids, but also for the kids of our kids to have a black superhero?
I mean, it's complicated, man. Like I think, but I think I think you need heroes, man. Like, you need things to aspire to, and also you need those types of projections to be able to tell stories and glean lessons about life. Right. You know, but also, man, it's I think it's fun. Like, what gets lost and what's tricky for specifically our kids, our young ones, is because we dealing with so much. You know, we often forget that it's fun to escape into something sometimes, man. It's okay to have fun for a couple hours or to run around playing with a mask on with your friends. You know, too often, you know, because of the nature of blackness in this world, it's like our kids shouldn't be afforded that. You know what I mean? But that's also extremely important to just be able to have fun, man, and you know, play with toys, man, that look like you. You know what I'm saying? And run around with your friends and pretend to be characters. You know, that I think that is it shouldn't be overlooked either. You know.
Okay. All right. Okay. Where did the inspiration to create Wakanda come from? Very quickly, because we've got just 1 minute left.
For us,
yep.
I mean, obviously from the comics. You know, we got a 50-year history of comics.
Okay.
And you know, they started by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, but I think that they were tapping into the African American experience that was close to them in New York and in the States in the '60s, and pulling inspiration from those things. And over time, there's been, you know, black writers that have taken runs and spent time with the characters that has just been beautiful, taking them to really interesting places with Christopher Priest, Reginald Helen, and now Ta-Nehisi Coates, you know, Roxanne Gay.
Okay.
You know, and I think that we took the inspiration from that, but for us, we took inspiration from the continent. You know, we took it as an opportunity to dive into the history of the continent and the history that you don't often have a chance to hear about, which is, you know, the pre-colonial history. You know, to really kind of determine what kind of choices we want to make with how Wakanda looks and feels and how Wakandas interact with each other.
All right. Okay. Thanks a lot, bro.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate it.